I'm on the verge of my life, like, changing drastically, I believe. Like, I think in 2026, I go out and I finish in spectacular fashion, 2 more fights, a couple viral knockouts. And that's, again, why the skills, like my skills, and that's why the training is so important, are going to pay the bills, because, I really believe I'm 2, maybe 3 fights away, and specifically 3 finishes away from being in the UFC. And so
All right, we are here. It's another edition of the Sun City Sit Rep podcast. I'm Adrian Broaddus. He's AJ Hotchkins. We are getting ready to talk a great conversation coming up in here in just a little bit. We're here powered by 600 ESPN. This is a new part of our podcast right here. We finished the high school football season. We're kind of done with football in general, and now we're moving on to more community sports, community stories here in the city of El Paso. And we're so excited to have our first guest here on the program, AJ Hotchkins, here with us. Before we get to AJ, I do want to mention this. Sun City Sit Rep is who brings us our podcast each and every week. Hey, if you're looking to start a podcast, you've got a great story on your side. If you know a business owner, if you know an athlete, or somebody who has an interesting story out there, drop a name in the comments, or drop a line in their DMs. They are willing to record your podcast. They've got great tools out here. They've got wonderful cameras, wonderful microphones, and you could do it all here in the beautiful Sun City Sit Rep studios. Check them out on Instagram. Check them out on their YouTube channel as well. And then also make sure to follow Warrior Allegiance and VP Marketing. Check them out online at vpmarketing915.com. AJ Hotchkins is with us right now. 3-0, professional MMA fighter, fighting out of El Paso. He was born in Portland, Oregon. He made his way out to the city of El Paso through college football, and he played for the Miners in 2019. Prior to that, he was a star linebacker for the Oregon Ducks. And by a professional athlete's career, he ventured from the MMA rank, or from the football ranks, to now mixed martial arts. AJ, welcome aboard, man. Thank you so much for doing this. You and I have known each other. I sent you a video earlier this week. We've known each other for a while because I was doing a lot of media on you, during your football days. And then as you transition to like the MMA life, I've gotten a chance to work alongside you for a lot of different ventures, a lot of different things that you've done throughout your time. It started in December, really kind of kicked off, where I got a chance to go out to Fury and watch your first ever professional fight. Wasn't close. You killed your opponent at the time. Wasn't close at all. And then your second one, you had bilateral knee surgery this past year here in 2025. Your next fight was in September, and then a quick turnaround to October for your third professional fight. So what a journey it's been these last less than calendar year, less than 365 days, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it has been a journey, and you've been a huge part of it, actually. Yeah, you sent me that video in 2018, and yeah, I've known you for a while now. Yeah, or 2019 it was. But either way, yeah, it's been a journey, and it's been a process, and now we're here. We're 3-0 and looking to go into the year 2026 strong, healthy, and ready to compete. So yeah, I'm just excited to see what's in store next, so.
If somebody's watching this, they don't really know your background and what you do in MMA. Give us your background. What kind of fighter would you say you are? Characterize yourself. What division are you in? And just kind of describe yourself as a fighter.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a freestyle fighter. I'm a middleweight or a light heavyweight. So that's 185, 205. Or a heavyweight. Like right now, I walked in here a heavyweight today. I'm like 225 walking in here today. So really, I could fight in all 3 weight divisions, especially here at the local level. And I'm a freestyle fighter. I feel I have a really well-rounded game. I could wrestle. I got great jiu-jitsu, great ground game. I got great striking, and I just see myself as a complete fighter, and that ultimately that's my goal, is to be as well-rounded as possible, and to be able to take on really any fight, any rule set, any whatever. I'm a game competitor, and I think that's what people see when they watch me fight. But and again, like I'm 3-0. Really, I'm on an 8-fight win streak if you include my amateur career. And I just I'm looking forward to the year 2026 and start to fight more often. Again, coming off the bilateral knee surgeries, and yeah, I'm just excited to showcase my ability and my skill set and my talent. And so,
What does it take to be a full-time fighter?
a lot of sacrifice, man. Like, a lot of sacrifice as far as like, I got 3 kids, I got a wife, and I'm a full-time fighter. So, like for me, like just day in and day out, going to the gym, training hard at the gym, like skills pay the bills. So the more skills I could add to my game, the more I could showcase those skills when the lights get bright and the lights turn on, and there's money on the line, and so, I mean, that's the number one thing for me. My number one priority is really just building the skills, building the skills. And then, as like just fielding sponsorships. Like sponsorships is a huge part of like what keeps me going. And so everybody that's like sponsored in the past has been a huge part of like my process. And the more sponsorships I can field, like the more, again, I can just focus on my training and focus on doing the things that I need to do in order to be successful when I compete, and so there's a mix of that. And then I obviously have a family, so that's like the third component, and sometimes they're a priority and sometimes they're not so much a priority. And it's when I'm in camp, it's like my training, and everything else is kind of cast to the side. So a lot of sacrifice from not only myself but also my family, my wife, my kids, and stuff like that. And so yeah, but the life of a full-time fighter, but I like, I'm on the verge of my life like changing drastically, I believe. Like I think in 2026, I go out and I finish in spectacular fashion 2 more fights, a couple of viral knockouts, and that's again why the skills, like my skills, and that's why the training is so important, are going to pay the bills, because I really believe I'm 2, maybe 3 fights away, and specifically 3 finishes away from being in the UFC. And so at that point, like I'm fighting for more at stake. You know what I mean? Not only like my fight checks, but also the fact that I'm fighting in front of such a big audience, and all my sponsorships and everything. My life just drastically gets better, And I feel that after I win every fight, I feel like my life I just level up, And we've done this so long, like we've been in the trenches of this now for like really like 2-3 years, is like when I started dedicating my life to like mixed martial arts, and like that was like my priority. And so as an amateur, you don't get paid anything. Now I show up to Fury and I get paid like I call it pennies, but I'm thankful because it pays my rent, So it'd be like I'll get paid like $2,000, $1,000 to win, $1,000 to show. And then $2,000 I get, I pay my rent and I get some groceries, and that's great. But that's what I'm saying. In the next like year, I think we're gonna have crazy opportunities to where like the fighting is taking over like my financial burden. And so again, like to be a full-time fighter, like there's a lot of guys like they work on the side. And they do, they maybe not even on the side. Maybe they got a full-time job, or they work on the side, or they got a part-time thing or whatever. But I just feel that it's best, like, and I understand that too. Like you go be a firefighter, which is probably a really great profession to be a firefighter and MMA fighter. But I feel like for me, I just put all my eggs in one basket, and I call it like the death ground strategy. And so for me, it's like my back is against the wall, and like I have no other option or no other outlet. So like all of my time and my energy goes into my craft, and I feel that's a huge advantage for me when I go in and I get in the cage with someone, because I know for sure I want it more than them. Like honestly, I should probably teach privates more, but I don't even teach privates. Like I dedicate all my time and my energy to just developing myself as a fighter, and that comes with a lot of financial sacrifice initially, and I haven't even saw my way out of that yet. But I believe in the next like 2 to 5 years, and even this next upcoming year, it's going to pay off exponentially. So like for me, like I feel like that's the best way, So
yeah, you use the word catapult, and like I think you and I were talking before the CFC 5, before you fought Woody Chavez, a guy who it was his 50th fight going up against you, man. And we're not talking street fights either, which you throw street fights in the mix and everything else that he's done probably in his past. We're talking probably 75 plus, maybe 100, whatever that number looks like. So you're fighting this guy, CFC 5, and this is like a legit, like this guy is really, really good. The first two fighters that you fought in your professional career were two guys who were kind of like you, ascending in the MMA world. But fighting a guy like Woody Chavez is kind of like a catapult type of fight, because if you fight and beat a guy like him, which you did, you ended up doing that. Sky's the limit for somebody like you. So I feel like now you can be on people's radars and be like, oh wow, like this guy is causing some serious damage.
Yeah.
He's making serious noise in the Southwest. People need to be watching out for AJ Hotchkins.
Yeah, it's good and it's good It just like, because I haven't fought any scrubs, so the problem is you fight three really good guys early. Like, I made these look easy, but like the first guy I fought, Tayvon Taylor, he was really good. Really good jiu-jitsu, really long, really athletic, 6'4", has the touch of death in his hands. Like, he's knocked people out, like unconscious, bad before. Good submission game. He was a dangerous opponent. I went out there, made it look easy, didn't get touched. The next guy, Marcus Nash, he definitely has the touch of death. He's long, he's athletic, 6'4", super athlete, knocking people out, like flatline unconscious. Like, and these are not like guys that were like bums either. Like, he's knocking guys out that were really good. Nobody had been able to take him down, dominate and control him. And I went out there and made that look really easy. I didn't get touched at all in that fight. And then we go to Woody Chavez. And yeah, he's a veteran, 50 plus fights. And not only that, but also he was 32 years old. So it wasn't like he was like 45 with this amount of fights, Then he's kind of like a can, that wasn't at all what it was. Like, Woody was a game opponent, fights every week, tons of fights, tons of experience, has been fighting for, like, bro, I've been training for 4 years, So like, a lot of these guys have been training for, 10 plus years, 16 years. They got black belts, high school wrestling. They're lifelong martial artists. And so for me to come in the game and now be 3-0 and be making this stuff look easy, it's a good thing, but it's tough, because then like now it's harder for me to find fights, because like guys don't want to step up and they don't want to fight, like the whole Fury roster has said no to the fight. Like, so like, which is amazing to me. They should be demoted. They should get their black belts taken away, because they've been training 15 years. They call themselves MMA fighters, and then my name comes across the table and they don't jump on it. I've been training 4 years. They shouldn't even be black belts anymore. They should go train casually. And it's like, I always say like this, like, if the Green Bay Packers just said like, hey, like, we're not going to play the Vikings this week because they got a really good run game, and like, we haven't done well defending the run. That's a forfeit. So they should get forfeited, and there should be some type of stipulation where like these guys got to say yes, like, because that doesn't make any sense to me how they could sit back and pick and choose their fights and all these things. You got so many guys doing that, and I thought it was a gladiator sport. When I got in the sport, because like, I was watching like Conor McGregor, who stepped up and fought everybody on his, and I feel like that's how you got to be. Stepped up and fought everybody, like Khabib. Like, these are the guys that kind of brought me into this sport, and I'm like, all right, like, and that's why I call myself the big game hunter, because like, I'm out looking for the best competition, the best prospect, and to really put stamp and solidify myself. Because like, if I go out and I beat the best guys, then I'm undeniable. What can they say? So I'm always asking for the best competition. Like, even at like to a point where it's like unreasonable, where people are like, yo, like, relax, or that guy's not gonna fight you because like he has a big record, he's close to the UFC, and like you're 3-0. That's like a tough fight. Like, so like a lot of these things I understand, but yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that duck and run and hide, and I thought it was like an alpha sport, like a gladiator sport, but a lot of these guys are ducks. They just duck competition and they don't want the smoke.
Where do you see yourself as far as the UFC goes? How do you see yourself fitting in to the UFC? Because it seems like it's a win, not if situation with you. As long as you continue on this path that you are, which you will be.
Well, like I'm real close, like objectively, but also like, I try to just keep it like day by day. Like, I just try to show up and learn something new in training. But
you must visualize something, right?
Yeah, I do. Whenever they put me in there, I'm gonna do what I've been doing. I'm gonna go out there and dominate and neutralize people and start climbing the ranks into the top of the middleweight or light heavyweight. division in the UFC. And yeah, so I do see it, but also like I do try to stay grounded and just day by day, because I feel like that's the best way. Like Kaizen, just like improve every day, like 1% better every day. And so for me, like it's like that. Like I just got to keep developing the skills, and then when the lights turn on, then like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna put my skill set on display. Like in my opinion, none of these guys are on my level, and I should go out there and murder all these guys, finish them in spectacular fashion. And I haven't been doing that at the pro level, but as I continue to develop, because like that's like me being hard and critical on myself. But then on the flip side, it's like, well, you've been training like 4 years, like relax. As long as we continue to get better and develop the skills, like I believe I'm in the top 1% of all athletes in the UFC already right now, like from an athletic standpoint. So as long as I continue to develop the skills, like I know these guys are not on my level as far as like I'm faster, I'm stronger. I like all these, like the athletic, like the like God's gifts to me. Like I'm on a different level than these guys, and I'm on a different level than all the guys I fight. That's why I go out there. I don't even get touched. You know what I mean? I don't even get. And one day there will be guys. Again, we'll be having another conversation, maybe on this same podcast, and it'll be like, yeah, like that was a hell of a fight, man. Like that guy really pushed you, and like we got to see the warrior in you, and like Woody Chavez brought that out a little bit because he did fracture my orbital, which I'm like, it kind of pisses me off, like because yeah, it is what it is, but because he hurt me, but like that happened in the second round, and I got to be who I say I am, which I know I'm a warrior. I'm down to stand and bang. I'm down to like make entertaining fights and all these things, but like the guy across me has got to pull that out of me, and if they don't, then what? Like that's on them. Like if they can't corner me and trap me into fighting the fight that they want me to fight, like I'm gonna go out there and fight my fight. And that's why, again, I'm on an 8-fight win streak. None of those really have I really, like I got touched, I think, twice, like in all of these 8 fights. So my point in that is like I'm going out there and strategically neutralizing guys, and now we just need to be a little bit more of a cowboy and a little bit less of an athlete. And I need to go out there and take a little bit more risks and go out there and finish these guys, because again, like I said, they're not on my level. And it's not close. When I look at these guys objectively, they should not be able to sit in the octagon with me for over 5 minutes. They're blessed if they make it out of the first round. That's the way that I see it. And that's what I told Coach Adam after this last fight. I was like, bro, like this is just the truth. Like, he's like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, next time we're in the locker room before the fight, like remind me of this, because they're not on my level. I should go out there and dominate and finish in spectacular fashion every single fight that I get in. That's what I believe. So,
what's interesting is it's almost like in football, you used a football reference earlier, but like sometimes you play down to your opponent, and then if you're not being pushed that way, at times you can get caught in that, but you never are with these fights. You're just dominating them.
I'm not playing down. Yeah, I see the reference. I'm not playing down to my opponent. I'm just following a winning strategy, and I'm not taking the risk to get them out of there sooner in dominant fashion. Like, we would be having a different conversation if I was 3-0, 3 first-round finishes with all the guys that I just fought.
Right.
Then it'd be like, we're real close to the UFC. And I still feel that I am, but the UFC wants to see guys go out there. They want to see guys put on exciting fights, and you can't deny the finish. Like, if I go out and I get a rear naked strangle on someone in the first round, then also just forget all that aside, like from a martial arts standpoint, is like I'm proving that I'm a way better mixed martial artist than you are. If I could go eliminate you faster, if I could put you in a checkmate faster, then that is just proving that I'm on a different level, which is what I believe. So now I've tweaked some things, and I'm really ready to go into 2026, because I guarantee you, whoever they give me, this is exactly what's going to happen. Like, I haven't been wrong yet. I wish my boy Big Ben was sitting here. He'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, hey, everything I say, it happens, right? He'd be like, yeah, honestly, everything he says, like 100% happens. And so now I'm saying that these guys will be lucky. They will be lucky to get out of the first round. I promise you that, because if I go out there and I force the fight on them, like I know that I'm a way better athlete, and I hit with power, like I can wrestle, I have everything. So what are they really gonna do? You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm gonna get these guys out of there soon, fast. You know what I mean?
What inspires you? And who?
That's a good question. Yeah, like a lot of things that inspire me, like I'm inspired by so many different things. That could be a totally separate podcast about just what inspires me, but like my direct needs inspire me. Like me and my family's direct like needs inspire me at the moment. So like being able to like buy my family a house, like things like that, like being able to provide for my family is a direct inspiration for me. So that's what I'm telling you. When they put me in there with someone, I have to believe that I can beat them. I have to believe that I'm on a different level, and I have to go eliminate that person, because that's it. Because it's either my family or their family. My dreams or their dreams. And so also to just prove to myself, like I felt like when I played football, I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't exactly like what I'm telling you. Like I would like make people bigger than what they were. Like I would see like Sam Darnold and Juju Smith or Adoree Jackson and be like, oh, that's Adoree Jackson. But like I'm hunting. That's why I call myself the big game hunter, because I'm hunting them actually. Like I got to get on the field and deal with me. That's my attitude now. And so just proving to myself that I can do this at a world-class level is another thing that inspires me. But I could keep going on and on. Being rich and famous inspires me. Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel sharing my gift with the world and sharing it and being able to inspire others, like through like my story. Like I think I don't share much of my story because it would sound like a complaint until I'm at a point where that season of my life is over. And then now I can reflect on it, and others can find the inspiration through like my mental fortitude and me just being able to like go for it and being able to like switch my mindset of like not being a dominator and to being a dominator and being an animal. And that's who I am now. But before, I would like succumb to things that were like, that's why I say like about staying focused. Like I would succumb to like, oh man, there's a lot of people here today. There's 80,000 people here. Like, but that's great. Now you get to showcase your skill set to the world. You know what I mean? So the more the merrier is what I always say now. And that comes through like preparation, hard work, all of these things. And so I don't know. I feel now that I'm just on a different level mentally. And I know when they put me in a cage with someone, like my mentality, my attitude, and all these things are different. And I believe in myself, and I believe that whoever they give me, I come out on top. So
the story aspect of it is real interesting because your story is not written yet. It's basically first chapters maybe in the books. That's about it. Yeah. There's a lot of story to tell in this awesome story right here, which is great to be a part of the journey and to kind of see it from afar and also see it up close and see how this is really truly ascended. The other side of you that that we're not talking about at all here throughout the show, but something has become so natural to you is your social media presence. Like it feels like that's now secondary, or it always was secondary, right? It was a way for you to leverage things like sponsorships, like leverage things like partnerships that you've had in the past, and even exposure to get on to just be seen and stuff like that. And you go back to things that the UFC wants and stuff. It's a personality. It's guys who people can root for and stuff like that, which is also an interesting part of all of it. How is like social media played in all of this?
Yeah, I don't like social media, to be honest, at all. If I made NFL money, I wouldn't even like have a phone or anything. I'd just show up to where like they're telling me to show up, and all that stuff to me is just like.
But you've mastered it.
Yeah, I've done it's just like anything else. It's just like it's a skill, and I guess like to me, like it's a great leveraging strategy to like go out and leverage yourself with like sponsors, because like I could say, hey, like I got 1.5 million engagements this month. Like, do you want to be a part of that? Like, do you want me to broadcast your brand to my audience? And so, yeah, I'd recommend that to like guys that are trying to get in the fight game, is like, man, like put yourself out there more, like leverage your social media, leverage your social presence because we're not making NFL money, So yeah, like I think the sooner you could get on like that, but again, like it's really nothing special, man. Like if you just post something every day, once a day, every day, that's what like when people will ask me like, hey, like how do you build your following? My following sucks, like this and that. I'm like, well, just like post something every day. And like inevitably, like you'll get better at like posting or at like social and even if you don't get better at posting, which inevitably you will, like people will still start to follow because like and engage because you're posting something every day versus if you post something once a month, like, you just need more at bats, is really what it is. So I think just being consistent and posting, posting content every day. And I came from like content creation, like after I got done playing football, like that's kind of what, and then I coached at UTEP for a year and some change, COVID hit. And then I started doing content creation on like TikTok and just like, I guess like being myself and just like putting it out there. And yeah, now I'm at a bind because like, again, like I'd rather just like train all day and like not worry about content creation. But, like it does for sure help when it comes to leveraging sponsorships. And that's a huge part of like, like obviously my livelihood. And so it's something that I don't hate doing it. It's better than like clocking in for sure. It's better than clocking in. So I don't hate doing it. I just like keeping the main thing and doing martial arts and thinking about, martial arts and spending time with my kids, like just doing real stuff and versus like being on like social media.
Is there a reason you don't like it? Like is it the hate and negativity, the fact that the mindless loop that you're in?
Nah, it's just it's time and energy consuming.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I don't care about that. Really what I ought to do is what would really help me is that if I just had like an intern or something like that where they could just follow me around and edit and do all these things for me, and we just had videos for the week, and then it's like boom, like we're already done, So
and you could live you could be a real person.
I could just I'd rather just be a real person and like do stuff like this, like have a conversation that we're having, and then like if you could just like cut it up and then like make it kind of like give it some flair, and then that's it. But like I'm already doing this, so like I don't really want to do anything that I'm not already doing.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
But also like I do try to like post like videos of my training. Like I just gotta like find a way to like keep like people engaged, like because like you do want people to be engaged. Like you should always have something on your story. You should always you should at least be posting. Like I said, if you post every day, you're way ahead of the game. And that's just the way to do it. You get more at bats in these things. And so yeah, I've done a good job of like leveraging, and also like it looks good. Like promotions will like they would rather have someone with 150,000 followers than someone with 2,000 followers, right? Like obviously, right?
No point, yeah.
And then I feel like when I show up places, like it does help like my aura. Like people know who I am.
Yeah. Hey, it's that guy.
Yeah. People know who I am. And then like when I get in like fights, I feel like some people have actually underestimated me because I think I'm an Instagram guy, which is like far from the truth. But then also I think people are like, whoa, this is like, this is AJ from Instagram. And they like allow the aura to like
take over.
Yeah, I don't know. But to me, I'm just me. And like I feel like, yeah, I just get all that from training anyway.
So 2026 is, you used the word catapult earlier, and I feel like 2026 could be a catapult type of year for you. You're already 3-0 in your MMA professional career. We talked about it, kind of like, on the precipice of that UFC chance and that opportunity to get that coming up soon, whenever that ends up happening. How do you see 2026? I mean, how often would you like to fight, and how soon would you like to fight if all things go well?
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, I would like to fight as many times as possible. Like if I'm healthy, like that's what blows me about these guys, man. Like if I'm healthy, I want to fight. Like that's it. Like I want to compete. Like I'm a competitor. Then it's my livelihood. Like I compete, I get sponsors, I show up, I get paid. Like that's what I'm here to do. So as far as 2026 goes, like I hope to fight as early as possible in the year, and then as early as possible, as soon as possible after that, So for me, fighters fight. Like same thing with the Woody Chavez fight. Like, I was like, man, like, CFC, I was like, hey, I'm down. Like, my contract with Fury's up. Like, they were supposed to get me booked for November 9th, and they didn't get me booked for November 9th. I didn't hear anything back, and I'm like, okay, well, I go to CFC. I'm like, hey, like, if you guys could get me on the card, that'd be awesome. They came back with Woody Chavez. I sent it to Coach Adam, and he said, like, it's a go. And I'm like, it's a go. Like, let's get in there and we'll figure it out, So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to fight as soon and as much as possible, and like I just feel like as a fighter, as an athlete, just in general, we have such a short window. So, I think it's best if you're healthy to take advantage of that, and that's exactly what I intend on doing, So, 2026 is early and as much as possible.
Outside of El Paso is the obvious for you too, and eventually it's going to be training outside of El Paso, camps outside of the city too. But what's it mean to kind of represent this city that kind of goes unrepresented for the MMA community, but does have like a growing community in the MMA world?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, actually. It's cool, like, like, I don't feel like El Paso, like, in some ways, like, man, people, like, that's the thing about El Paso, like, the thing just about life in general is, like 98% of people support me here, so I'm not gonna shit on El Paso, but also, I feel like a lot of El Paso also waits till, like, you've already made it to that level, like, like, how many people were supporting, like, Aaron Jones on his way up? Like, I don't know, maybe a lot, I don't know, I wasn't here for that. But I just feel like then when you get to that level and then they start seeing it, then everybody like jump. And I feel like maybe that's just in general in life in general. So I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I have a huge but I've always been like that, man. Like, I'm like a I don't know. Like, I've never had like a home. I've never really felt like that energy, Like, I'm an American. I'm from Tigard, Oregon, outside of Portland, Oregon. And maybe if I would have stayed there, I'd have felt that like that energy and that drive behind me. But I'm not here to complain about it either. Like, people like yourself, like people like Jesse, like, man, like a lot of people have been like super supportive and like helping me along this process. Like the people at 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu, like 10 Planet El Paso. So there are like, but like, and then, but also I feel like, I don't know, like I fought for CFC. And it wasn't just the booze, but there was also people there that were like a part of the martial arts community that I know were cheering against me and didn't want to see me win, which is okay. Like, that's totally, I'm happy that they feel that way, in fact, because I want to make people feel some way, whether that be really excited and like all about AJ, like team all day, or like, man, I want to see that dude like fail miserably.
But they're thinking
thinking about it, like, so
yeah.
For me, like, I don't care about that, but as far as like, again, like representing El Paso, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't really represent El Paso. Like, I feel I represent like myself, my family. I represent El Paso a little bit because like this is where I'm at, this is where I'm training. And I represent like Tigard, Oregon. I represent like RCC football, Oregon football. I represent UTEP football, unfortunately, at this point, because like those guys are like abysmal. They need intervention, but I represent like a lot of different things. So like, I represent, so like El Paso is a small part of that. And, but I wouldn't say like El Paso has just gotten behind me. Like, and I'm also not Mexican. Maybe if I was Mexican, they would, maybe, I don't know.
Well, I would say, well,
just the reality.
No, and I think that's good. I like the honesty too, and I think that when you think about 2026 and ahead, it's fighting outside of El Paso, and it's about fighting in big cities like Houston, maybe even fighting in the Northeast if that ends up being the case. You've fought in a lot of different places across the country, which is cool in itself.
I'll tell you, like, listen to this, bro. Like I fought in California, I fought in LA. For Sean Merriman. I fought in Vegas. I fought now in El Paso. I fought in Phoenix. I fought in Houston. I fought in Montana. Bro, a lot of these places, bro, I swear, like, it's crazy because I just showed up. Like, we just started calling ourselves Team All Day, but I would just show up. Me and my wife were watching, she was like, you and your misfit corner, because I always have a corner. It's like me, Big Ben, Javi. It was Adam last time. Adam's been a part of my corner now for my entire professional career.
3.
So it's awesome that I've like met someone like him because he's a legitimate MMA coach, like that dedicates his life to like coaching and developing MMA fighters. And we don't have that here in El Paso. So like no one has been coaching me. Like I'm really self-taught. Like all the things, I'm on an 8-fight win streak, really self-taught. Like now, don't get me wrong. Like I train jiu-jitsu at 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu El Paso, but that's not MMA. Like that's like casually training jiu-jitsu with like people like yourself, like people that are just coming in, or I go train at Wildcats Wrestling, bro. Like where I'm just at a high school wrestling club, and then we just invited people, and like now we got a couple of college guys, and then I go train, you know, like kickboxing or something here and or whatever there, and then now at this point I'm like, well, I'm already doing all this stuff myself, so really, you know, like I just kind of bounce ideas off of Adam, and he kind of tells me like, hey, like this is what I think you should be working on this week or this month or just in general. And then we just kind of go to the gym and work on that. Like it's just like a workshop. And then now I teach class at 10 Planet El Paso. But I've come up with all this stuff really like myself. If I'm like really being honest, like no one for any of my camps has known where I'm at every day. Like no one's overseeing anything that I've been doing. I just show up places. Ask like Jesse. I just show up at Wildcats. Shout out to Wildcats. They've been awesome. But I just show up at these places and just train and use the bodies in the room and learn from different training partners and learn from different like perspectives and like whatever. But it's funny because like that's what I'm saying about the support. So I'm not talking about really like the general support of like the city of El Paso. I'm just saying that like the bottom line is like the support that I get is like from individuals, and then like also like training partners and like the things that I like need, like I've developed all this stuff really on my own. And every great athlete has a great coach, like Mike Tyson had Customato. Like if you look at any great athlete, like Kobe Bryant had Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson. Like you need that like a second pair of eyes, and you need that like that element. And I haven't had that here in El Paso, and it'll be really interesting to see like what happens when I get that, you know?
That's a good point. Yeah.
And like I said, skills pay the bills. So I'm doing all this research and I'm dedicating my life to this, and I'm like learning this game, like almost like I'm self-taught, you know, because like this is my livelihood, but no one else here, at least in my perspective, in my opinion, is like treating this as if this is their livelihood. Like this is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my family. I'm an MMA coach. I coach MMA and I develop MMA fighters. And it's hard because like as a college athlete, like showing up at the University of Oregon, like your coach is getting paid $600,000 a year. So their job is to develop you. That's how they paid the bills, and that's how they feed their family. So I think my level of expectation has been different. And then coming into combat sports, it's been almost like frustrating because I'm like, man, like these guys aren't as serious or don't want it as bad as I want it, in a sense, you know? So
yeah, that's so true. I want to end on a positive note. Just I want to because no, but you're being real. It wasn't. It's not
I'm
like
just
you're being
like you asked, bro.
No,
you asked.
it's not. It was honestly, it wasn't negative. I just want to end on a positive note.
Yeah, we'll end on a positive.
So
bro.
let's talk 2026. What can your followers, the people who are around you, what can they expect out of you in 2026? And that's kind of a softball right there. We kind of touched on it, but let's leave off of on this one right here.
3 first-round finishes to start the year, and then a UFC debut at some point during 2026, and a $50K bonus. My UFC debut. I need the $50K, bro. I'm showing up for my show money, my win money, and the $50K, bro. Like we need it. We're hungry for it. So I don't see why not. You know, if someone else can do it, I can do it. You know, if someone else couldn't do it, I could still do it. You know what I mean? Ilya Topuria said that. I said, man, like. That's wise. Yeah, you're right. Like, shit, like just because someone else couldn't do it doesn't mean I can't do it. And so, yeah, I just like have been changing my mindset to like, why not me? Like, I deserve this. Like, I work hard. Like why not? Why don't I deserve to prosper and success? And I pray to God every day that I continue to prosper. And if I don't, like, I know that God's leading me down the right path anyway. And there will always be trials and tribulations, and like coming off the knee surgeries, and like, I had a baby on the way, which would make 3, like, you know, so like like all of these things are, I just feel like they just like they help my mental fortitude. And so but yeah, as far as 2026, man, I plan, you know, and that's what I'm saying, God willing, bro. All I could do is just keep showing up to the gym, training hard, developing myself. And then when they say, hey, we got to fight for you, I show up, I do the fight, I finish in the first round, like I said, and we get 2 to 3 more of those, and then we'll be debuting in the UFC, you know, hopefully sometime this time next year, you know, so God willing.
We're all just going to be laughing at this a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, right? We're just going to look back at this time and just be like, wow, that was just all part of the process. That was all part of the rising part of it all.
100%. Yeah, trials and tribulations and finding your people. That's why I brought up the corner. Like, and bro, I'm blessed, bro. Like so many people have helped me like that. I'm not like, that's why it's not like, it's not negative. It's like Jesse's someone that like, they allow me into the room. Like I'm super coachable. Like I'm like a sponge. I want to be coached. Like I need help. Like I need to develop myself. And so like, there's been a lot of people along the way, like that have like been in my corner and have helped me out. And but there's also been people that have been in the picture and then now are not in the picture, and that's okay too. We're just going our separate ways, and there's no animosity at all there. It's just like, my goal is to be a world champion. If your goal isn't to like help me become a world champion, then like we have no business together, or help me make money or something like that. Like I don't have time to do anything other than that. Like that is what that's all I have time for. And so in it, like 50 Cent says, like, you'll only be successful as the people you talk to for no reason. Like, so if I don't have any reason to be like, it doesn't make sense. We're not in alignment. So if you're not helping me like field sponsors or like help me with my recovery or help me with some form or fashion to make me a better fighter, like we don't have any business together. Like we don't, because I could just go spend time with my family. You know? Yeah,
that's right.
Because they deserve it from me, you know? So, yeah, it's not negative. It's just the reality. And then, yeah, like in 2 years, like I'll have found more of my tribe, more of the team all day. And you know, we'll be toasting to 50 G's, you know, performance bonus, you know, in the UFC. And then my life will look a lot different than what it looks like today, you know? So I'm excited for that.
I like it. That's a great way to finish it. That's a good mic drop too. And that proverbial mic drop here on the program. I appreciate it. AJ, as always, man, this was awesome. I can't wait for 2026. It's going to be a big year.
My brother, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, we're here at the Sun City Sit Rep Studios. We are going to be back live in action next week for another edition of the Sun City Sit Rep podcast, here powered by 600 ESPN El Paso. For AJ Hotchkins, I'm Adrian Broaddus. You'll hear from UTEP Zay later this month as well. We're so excited to end the year here in 2025 and then catapult to 2026 for so much ahead. Make sure you subscribe to Sun City Sit Rep on all platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere. And check them out online, vpmarketing915.com as well. Special thanks to Jaime Huerta and Jaime Barraza for the production of this show. And we'll be back in action next week here on the Sun City Sit Rep podcast.